All right, we're going to be looking at head position. This is Matthew Wolff, especially looking at head position during takeaway, top of backswing, and the downswing, or what we call the transition through impact. So let's just take a peek at this. And obviously I've got two dots right there to mark the side of his head. So let's just take this slow motion and see what we get. All right, so his head is actually moving left. So when we're talking about origin of movement, what's moving his head away in left, if you wanted to change that, if you so choose, it's his left knee. So we wouldn't be talking to him about his head, we wouldn't be talking to him about his upper body, because the origin of why that is happening is the shoulder turn combined with a flexing of the left knee without a shift to the right. So that's pretty easy to see. And I say that because a lot of amateurs do that and it doesn't fare well for him. Matthew Wolff obviously does a lot of unconventional things, and he can still find his way back down into the slot and through impact. So his head is moved back. Let's see, and notice how much that knee is bent at this point. So over on his right side, I don't think that right knee is even straight, so let's just keep going. There you go. So now at the top of the backswing, he's actually picking his heel up off of that left side. And you can see how that knee has now moved. The left knee has now moved in towards the right knee. So he is on his right side. You only have two legs. You're going to be on one or the other. And his head moved back close to the position it used to be in. But it has dropped down. So there's that right side, just showing you his hip, knee, ankle line. Dots aren't in the most perfect place. Sorry about that. And again, notice how that left heel is completely up. So let's start. Oop, here we go. And now we're going to mark top of his head. There's a little green dot right just above the top of his hat. And watch him start that downswing move. Look at how much he drops down. And now as he comes down into the slot, do that again. And I want to mark as he comes down. We're going to be looking at the side of his head. We're going to remark that. There you go. And there's your white dots. Oops. All right, so we want to see what happens. So here he is. There's your transition. That happens really fast on a tour pro. And his head is now moving over to the right, which is pretty standard. I mean, if you skip a rock, throw a ball, if we could use these same, put the dots in the same spot on a lot of professional athletes, even on ourselves, and we would see that that's pretty much a natural move. As the weight shifts forward, counterbalance, that head will move back just slightly. All right, so now we can see how far his head actually moved back. If you're looking at those white dots, that's quite a bit of movement there. And then I'm looking at how he straightens that left knee right at impact. So if you can get those two things synced up, the straightening of the left knee, post it up on the left side. Right elbow is not quite straight yet. Left arm is straight, so he's getting that power by straightening that elbow through impact. Watch that right elbow, and boom. Left knee straightens. Here we go. Something we try to work on in our program. If somebody wants to learn how to do it, you just have to learn how to change that motor pattern. So TED training, I think, is the best way to do that. So let's look over here. Let's look at where his shoulder line is and his hip line on the right side. So pay attention to those white dots. So there is his shoulder, and there is his hip line. So that shoulder is about probably, I'm going to say, probably 6 inches if you were to measure it. I've got that blown up right now, but it's probably a good 6 inches behind that right hip line. All right, and that's Matthew Wolff.